The universe is conspiring with your guardian angels to bring you a joyful message about someone very close to you. They're falling in love with you, which is evident in how they react when you are near the angels. Say, how do you know when someone is in love is a complex and multifaceted emotion that people interpret differently. Not everyone expresses it in the same way either, and it varies depending on culture, individual, and relationship factors. Sometimes it's hard to even recognize the signs in yourself, much less on one else. What if your interpretation of the other person's feelings is inaccurate? Maybe your friendship with them is just growing deeper. How do you recognize how they truly feel in truth? It depends on how well you know the other person. If you understand their character and how they think about and analyze the world and people around them, it can bring some insight into their perspective in the case of this special person, for example. You might have noticed that their behavior around you has been changing, and that's because it coincides with them developing serious, deep feelings for you. I repeat, they're falling for you, and perhaps you noticed how they react when you're near. Consider their actions. Have they grown more attentive than usual? That's not to imply that they were inattentive before, but perhaps the level of focus they gave you wasn't to any noticeable degree. That's because when someone is in love, they tend to spend more time with the one they love and prioritize their company. They can't really help it. They simply can't stop thinking about the object of their affection throughout the day when they're apart. They crave the other person's company and seek them out. When together, they are a lot more observant of their loved one's needs, and they tend to prioritize that person's happiness and well-being over their own. They may also seem more supportive than usual of that person's goals and dreams, encouraging them to pursue what makes them happy. They might even be getting more and more vocal about their affection for you, giving you compliments, saying sweet words, or using endearing nicknames, all of which are common when someone is in love. Another behavior you might have noticed in this person is an increased vulnerability around you. Love makes people more emotionally open and vulnerable toward the one they love. That's why they may share their thoughts, feelings, and fears more readily with that person. Or perhaps you notice this person showing signs of physical affection much more than usual. This goes back to the same thing mentioned earlier about how people in love crave their loved one's company, in addition to simply wanting to be around the one they love. They might also feel a need for even the simplest of physical touches, like hugging or holding hands. If you've noticed such a shift in this person's behavior, then chances are they have indeed fallen in love with you. There are also other signs which you don't see that point toward their person falling for you, though you weren't aware of it at the time. They went through a period of confusion and uncertainty about their feelings before they figure out what was happening. They weren't sure when or how it happened, but at some point during their relationship with you, something shifted for them. Not only did they suddenly begin to feel happier and more content around you, but they also started to think about a future together. That was when they realized that they were falling for you. And now those feelings are too strong for them to hide anymore. As for you, the best way to confirm that this person is indeed falling in love with you is through open and honest communication. That's the most effective way to understand another person's feelings, as there's always a possibility for misinterpretation, no matter how slim it is in your case. So, if you'd like to know for sure how this person feels about. You ask them open-ended questions that encourage them to share their thoughts and emotions. That being said, while love is a powerful and beautiful thing, realizing that someone feels that way about you, though flattering can be daunting, this is someone you know very well, alter. You yourself have considered having a relationship with them at some point, but that doesn't make the idea of actually pursuing that relationship any less intimidating. It's one thing to entertain the thought of them as a partner. Genuinely loving them back is entirely different. That's why your guardian angels encourage you to take the time to reflect on your own feelings, even if this individual comes to you with a love confession. You might not know how to react because your own feelings and fears can cloud your judgment. It's a good idea to take a step back and consider how you feel and how much you're willing to commit yourself to being with this person by the time they come to you. If you still need more time to process, it's okay to be honest and let them know, to say you aren't ready. It doesn't mean you have to take a potential relationship completely off the table. You can just take things at your own pace. If you're scared, then rest assured, knowing that the universe is watching over you and it has your best interests at heart. It will move depending on what you want and how you feel. So there's no need to worry. Also, you can be at ease, knowing this special person will be understanding as you take the time to figure out what you want for their part. They don't need much convincing of their love, but they will wait for you to figure things out on your end. And if you're worried they might lose patience and move on before you make up your mind, your guardian angels want to reassure you that destiny is real and it's on your side. It's not a removal of your free will, nor does it take away your agency over your own future. Think of it more as the universe's way of keeping you on a path that will help you realize your full potential. So there's really nothing to worry about. Good fortune is coming your way, and everything will eventually work itself out. If you're interested in possible signs and patterns related to this special person entering your life, you should know that the universe has ways of communicating with you. The simplest thing you would do to hear it is to trust your gut instincts. That's the most common way the universe will communicate with you. You can also pay closer attention to your dreams, as well as any patterns or idiosyncrasies you may notice around you. These can be riddled with messages from the universe, gently nudging you in the right direction. Thanks for watching, and comment your fellings.